All right, audience, pay attention.
I'm not using this.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you
I can speak loud.
No.
Come on.
Debate about that.
Resolve sport is sport for children and teens are too intense. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. Buddha. We must work to keep ourselves in good health. Sport are too intense and cause injuries. Parents push their kids too hard. LiveStrong.com said that parents who push their kids too hard can cause emotional and developmental damage. And the same article, it said kids will burn out much sooner. Second one. Youth sport and are too intense because kids are suffering from concussions. And the article by health.com. It was reported that in the last 8 years, emergency room trips have doubled from 150,000 to 250,000 each. With serious sport injuries. Our children are getting brain damage. Thank you very much.
Resolve. Michael Jordan once said, "Never say never because limits are often illusions." This is saying that we shouldn't limit the kids from playing sports. Kids should be playing sports because it keeps them active. Injuries aren't as bad or common in kids' sports. On debate.org, people said injuries happen, but they aren't as bad as what happens in the NFL, like multiple broken bones or severe concussions. Plus, people are making better equipment, and the kids enjoy it. Kids spend hours training. Their parents are cheering them on, and they are trained to block and take hits. They shouldn't get hurt super often because they have better equipment.
Resolve. Youth sports are too intense for younger kids. Did you know that kids have straight up quit sports and may have committed suicide because of the pressure they brought on themselves? Some kids in the USA over the last 2 years have had 1.8 to 3.6 billion concussions. Athletes that kill themselves usually caused from pressure by the parents, and usually it's the lack of their abilities, and they get bullied by other kids on their sports teams, and that usually causes them to commit suicide.
All one is that sports, parents are the intense ones, and sports are not, because the parents, they make the kids. The sports, they're supposed to be fun for the kids, but the parents make the kids, they push the kids too far, and they end up hurting themselves. And then the parents wonder, well, why is my kid getting hurt when they just keep on pushing and pushing them? And on debate.org it says that 25% of the kids that they interviewed said that their parents care about winning more than they do for their teams. And it also says that they had a reporter sitting out and he saw 96 parents yelling at their kids and pushing them to go harder in 36 minutes. And then in June, a father was in prison for punching the coach of his son in the face repeatedly. My second argument is that the kids just want to have fun. And by playing sports, they learn teamwork and dedication. And the kids, they go to all the camps and everything, and they're supposed to learn all the health and safety things. And that's what they do learn, because I've been to a few. And sports, they also help your kids because you have to balance the sports and your schoolwork at the same time. And that creates a good work ethic. And also, the sports, they create confidence when you win or make a good play, and it makes the kids feel good about themselves.
Result: sports are too intense for youth teams. 1/3 of injuries in sports come from kids, from youth. And there has been, since 2008 to 2013, there has been 290 reported deaths from youth sports. And in 2014 alone, 92 people had died just in football, which was the fourth ranked most deaths youth sport. I think it should be more about having fun, not competition, and just doing it so that you can make friends and all that. The equipment has improved since the beginning, but this just makes rougher play and makes kids want to seem invincible, says CDC. And then, like I said, that the injuries that have gone on, there have been the 290 deaths leading from the injuries, and but no one said before that all the concussions that had gotten, that's just from concussions, and there are many more injuries that have happened. Dr. Lynn Michelle, who was the first pediatric sports medicine clinic who founded the first one, said, "The public is ignorant about sports injuries to kids, and the kids are the ones getting cheated because so many of these injuries could be prevented."
Okay. At this time, we're going to take 1 minute. You guys can discuss your rebuttal and your closing and decide how you want to do that. Yeah.
are too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. I already tallied up my winners from what these said from my. And I didn't disagree with any of the outcomes. Yep. So that was.
I find that.
They did like in some like these were filled. Like yeah.
All right, we're going to start out with the pro side again, just because there are 3 of you. So it looks like Michael, you can take the podium, take the stand. All right.
My opponent said that it's unfair to teach important life skills. That may be true, but if a kid is pushed too hard, if a kid is pushed to the point of embarrassment, the damage will ruin any positive skill we would ever learn, will have ever learned. My clothing. A healthy outside start from the inside.
Well, my opponent said that sports are too intense for kids to play. Well, but they're making equipment better and safer for kids. They're improving like helmets in football, shoulder pads and leg pads, and they're they're creating more penalties for dirty and rough plays. So if somebody hits you like super hard above your shoulders, then they'll eject them from the game. And my closing is, in conclusion, sports aren't too intense. It gives kids an opportunity to experience sports before high school when it gets super competitive. Some kids end up playing in the major leagues because they started when they were young.
My opponent said that parents, they push their kids to where the point that they always want to play. Well, that's not always true. Parents could push their kids so hard that they could just like not even want to play the sport anymore because they get so frustrated at their parents for yelling all the time. And it could cause them to no longer have any friends. And for my closing, this is a quote from Jacqueline Stenson, an expert analysis on sports. Intense training schedules, pressure to win, and be the best, painful injuries. Given all these factors, it's not surprising that some athletes burn out on their sport. But what is shocking to many in the field that these are coming from the young ages, which this is increasingly happening, sometimes as early as 9 to 10 years old.
My opponent said before that there's a lot of injuries in sports of the children. And, that may be true, but last time I checked, that injuries do heal. And yes, there is a lot of kids getting concussions, and then they wonder why they get another concussion and another concussion. Well, that's why they keep going out and they keep playing the same sports. After you have the one concussion, you probably need to take these for a little while, maybe a couple of years. And my closing is, sports are not too intense for kids. It teaches them life skills and just helps them a lot of things throughout their life. Quote, practice like you are the best, practice like you are the worst, and perform like you are the best. Gandhi.
I just wanted to say, injuries healed. What about those 290 kids that died just 2008 to 2013? That is 5 years. And that's saying the 92 of that in 2014 in football. They also say equipment has healed, or has improved. What about those 1.8 billion to 3.6 billion people still getting concussions? Plus, there has been a test since baseball was made, they had the hardball. They had tried to make a softball, so less injuries. That's why there has been 51 deaths alleged with the hardball. But for softball, it has, instead of reduced it, it has multiplied it and killing more people from impact onto the chest instead of it being softer and just hitting them. Dave Durison, who used to play for the Bears, he had committed suicide at age 50 after he filed for bankruptcy, who left a suicide note saying after the concussion he had gotten, "Please donate my brain to the NFL brain bank. If this needs to happen, wrap people up in bubble wrap to keep them safe. But until then, I think there should be safer equipment needed and checks."
All right, round of applause for both sides.